this for quite a while now because apparently this is going to be that Halloween episode, the one where we hopefully will see the weird like classic designs of Vision and Wanda, like the way that they look in the comics. So we'll see that unfold and much more. But first and foremost, let me go on ahead and introduce the one and only Gabe and Dean joining me for this week's episode. What's up, guys? How are we all doing? And now I
Hi.
do hear myself back. Weird.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you like that. It's happening. Also, I
Huh.
love that you sound like a wrestler. Like when
Wrestler or
you do
wrestler announcer?
wrestler announcer.
Oh
Like
yeah.
yeah. When he's doing that, I'm
Macho
definitely
Man.
getting yeah like that. Do
Like
the
that.
woo thing. Yeah, well, I know it's not. Yeah,
Woo! That's
yeah. There you go.
okay.
That's the wrestling I remember.
The wheeling, dealing, kiss stealing, jet flying,
I thought you
limousine
were gonna say.
ride.
I thought you were gonna say girlfriend stealing. I said no.
Oh,
I'm joking.
that's you know what I'm saying.
Someone
Yeah.
said this WandaVision episode is weird. All
Re-
right,
Well, which ones have not been weird?
that's a good
Uh,
I
point.
would say.
So going into this week's episode, I guess the first thing we need to address is the fact that Gabe has been spoiled on it again. So Gabe, why don't you just tell
Oh,
us
y'all.
everything that's happening? Yeah,
No. I do a good job of not spoiling y'all. I don't want you to be spoiled just because I am.
yeah. You like you do the opposite of what I do. I actively avoid spoilers. You actively seek them out.
No, I don't. I
Yes.
went on Twitter for
to
unrelated
believe it.
things, and
Okay.
you know,
Then
Things
just
happen,
mute
he says.
everything. Go into the words, like muted words, and just mute everything that has Wanda, WandaVision, Vision Wanda, any other like word that you could expect.
Just
that's been
Marvel,
muted.
every Marvel
Yeah.
hero, every X-Men, like villains, like everyone in existence.
You know,
Oh,
that
yeah.
would be
my,
that would
my
be a good
mission for my mission for next week is to not be spoiled.
Okay, fair enough. By the
As
way,
long
guys,
as by the
we have,
finale.
what, 3 episodes left after this one?
Well, 3 episodes supposedly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. If there's the magical fourth
Dang.
secret one. I don't know.
We shall
But yeah.
see. But ladies and gents, of course, if you don't know, before we get to watching the episode itself, we do a quick segment, the WandaVision memes, where we go on ahead and review your memes that you guys submit on our Twitters, on our respective Twitters. So once again, of course, make sure you are following each one of us on Twitter. When we send out that post, you can go on ahead and reply with your WandaVision memes, and then we go on ahead and select a handful of them, bring them to the rest of the group to evaluate. So also join us along in the chat, in the comment section below, whatever it might be, to leave your ratings for these memes. We're going to kick things off with the meme that Gabe had submitted, or sorry, one of Gabe's viewers had submitted. And
I gave you a name this time. I did do that.
yes. Can you reread it? Because I'm
George Tatula.
there you go. George Tatula submits the following. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to get your minds melted. Get it? Sort of.
Oh
You'll
man.
see the
Oh.
meme. You'll see
Alright.
the meme. So the meme goes as follows. You can see, of course, that scene with I forget what the guy's name is. Not is it Ned?
Is it
What?
Ernie?
Ernie? Something like that. I don't
I'm
know.
not even gonna try to. I'm gonna try.
So
Yeah, I don't remember.
Mandalorian, I miss Baby Yoda. Give me more Baby Yoda. And then Disney Plus is like, WandaVision. Oh, okay, sounds good. Which honestly, by the way, if this show sticks to landing, I'm gonna be willing to say that I like this better than Mandalorian.
Oh man.
Easy.
His name's Norm, by the way.
Norm.
There you
Ernie? Well, wait, we had Ernie?
I said Ned, so if we combine ours, we're kind of close.
Nerdy? Wait,
You know what I'm
does
saying?
his name become Nerdy? If you
We're
mix
close.
Ned and Ernie?
You should have come up with something that ends with the letter M, and then we would have been on point. Combining all three of our IQs, we would have got it right.
There we go.
Let's give this one a rating, huh? Let's give this one a rating. What do we think? How do we think about this?
Gabe, I guess you go first since it's his meme.
Go ahead, Gabe.
I don't want to set the bar too high, but I think this is a solid 7. Like I don't think it's like amazing.
That's
or
not
anything,
high.
but-
I don't think
but
that's high.
but I think it's like topical, right? Obviously, and I mean, I don't know. I'm not as good at setting these up as Max. Max practices the setup. I don't.
Exactly, I do.
Yeah.
I practice setup. I literally, dude, I spent like basically ever since we're done the show, the entire rest of the week, all I do is rehearse the delivery of the one.
You know, it's really weird because like we'll play some duos of stuff, and all I hear, I'm
Yeah.
like, "Hey, dude, how's it going?" And all I hear is a rehearsing for memes. It's just
Yeah.
like 24/7.
That's what I'm doing, bro. That's what I do with my life. I would give this one honestly, not trying to be mean, George Tatula. I think that again, I think the presentation of this one could have been a little bit better. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. That's what I'd give.
Okay,
That's okay.
6 out of
Go
10.
ahead,
Um,
Dean.
since 7 out of 10 was taken, I'm gonna give it 6.5 out of 10. I actually really like it though. Like I think it makes sense, especially since there's nothing else to watch, and I'm like, I would appreciate more Mandalorian. But then I'm also so hooked on WandaVision, so
Mm,
it just makes sense to me. But I don't want to give it too high because
okay.
yeah, I don't think it's a
So
7.5 or an 8 worthy. It's just not that
with,
high.
with that in mind, we then move on to the meme that one of Dean's viewers had submitted. You want to go on ahead and give a?
Which is it? Just top down? Yeah.
It's just the first one. I
Okay.
picked the first one,
Yeah.
literally.
So it's just a picture of Wanda and what's her face again?
Monica Rambeau.
Geraldine, or
Monica Geraldine.
Rambeau, whatever.
Okay,
Yeah.
Geraldine. And she's holding a gun to her. Wait, it's all Wanda? Always has been. And then
Wow.
that's it.
That was amazing delivery,
Okay.
bro.
Just I just had to set that up.
Uh,
Like I don't like, to be honest, I'm not gonna lie. I just want
know this meme. I know this meme, like, because oftentimes people use this meme, like with the two space. whatever
I've
they
never
are.
seen this meme before ever.
Space cadets.
Spaceman.
Yeah.
Astronaut.
I think that this is like a 4 out of 10. Honestly.
Yeah, I was
Mm.
gonna
Your
say
game.
I was gonna say 5. Like that's the thing. Like this meme has already been kind of played out. We don't see it so much anymore. It was popular maybe like
Yeah.
a month ago.
Yeah, which in internet time is like basically a
Yeah.
decade.
I'm not gonna
Uh,
lie, I'm not a fan, so I'm gonna give this like a 2 out of 10.
Dang.
I'm really
Doing
like
those?
I wasn't a fan of this week's memes. I'm
Do
not
you
gonna
wanna
lie.
what do you mean? You haven't even seen all of them.
No, I'm on my
Yeah.
side. On my side, the ones
Okay,
that I
we're
found.
starting things off first and foremost with Steve for life from my end. This is genius. First of all, Steve, this is
Oh,
not even
God.
necessarily a meme. This is just really well done.
Wait, what is
Because
this?
Is perfect.
What is this?
Steve for life, you're a genius. Because you literally could not have matched this up better. It is perfect. The comparison there is uncanny. So it's not necessarily a meme, but this edit was just too good to not showcase.
I mean,
So, Steve for life, wanted to give you a shout out before we go on ahead and get
yeah,
the
that's pretty good.
meme.
I like that.
Next. So staying on the Friends sort of I guess theme. So this one is I'm gonna deliver it this way. So if you've never watched Friends, there was a specific episode where Phoebe was trying to teach Joey how to speak French and say "Je m'appelle Joey," but every time that she would say it, he would just go "flu flu pli flu flu fla."
Oh, I love that episode.
And so this is kind of a take on that episode. So you specifically have Phoebe going to Wanda, going like, "See, therapist. See a therapist. Create a fake reality." Guys,
I mean, like it's one of those it's like I want to laugh,
Guys?
but at the same time like
guys,
No, I
Got-
mean,
guys.
Yeah.
Okay, you're. This is a great one in my opinion.
how do you
I would
say
give this
how do you say 6 in French?
sis.
Yes, there you go.
Oh, okay, so you give it a 6. Dang, Dean, what would you give this?
I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 just because I think no, I give it a 7 out of 10 cuz it is actually funny and it being from Friends makes it better too.
I'm giving it a 7 out of 10 as well. I think that's a strong meme. If you're a Friends fan, then you like again, I know that this meme has to be set up because like if you don't know Friends, then you just look at this and you're like, it doesn't even make much sense.
Like it's kind of
But-
just like
But
dark.
if you like Friends, then it's a
Then
funny one.
it's great.
It's a
Yeah.
funny one.
It's great.
And then last but certainly not least, and by the way, that one was submitted by Gaverman. The last one is going to be David Season or SZN. And this meme is going to be presented in a similar-ish style. Are you guys ready for this? So this is Vision talking to Wanda. He says, "Hey, you like my sweater? Know what it's made out of?" boyfriend material. Great meme. Great meme.
This is the
I just-
comedy I appreciate.
I
I
just-
appreciate that.
Great meme. Great meme. Great meme.
That's a
Again,
good one.
I respect it because it's made by the viewer. You know what I'm saying? So I think that this one is definitely a quality one. I'll give this one a 7 out of 10 as well. Solid. meme.
Yeah. That's my winner for the week. I think I've given all the other ones 6 and below. Like this is like a 7.1.
Most of the chat just hit me with the
7.1.
face bomb on that one though.
I like that
Uh,
one. That's good.
Damn. I like that they look at the presentation there. It's so clever
Can
as
you
far as
guys-
like they show Wanda where she looks so bored. Like, what do you want? And then it's kind of like him being overly serious, and then that zoom in on the face. It's perfect. Like I could see that delivery. It'd be funny.
Look at Wanda. She's definitely contemplating going to kidnap an entire city right there. Like that's what she's doing. She's contemplating.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like,
I'm gonna take a city.
remember
I've
that
had
little
enough of
town
this.
in, remember that little town we drove
Jersey.
by in Jersey? Yeah. Dean, you didn't give it a rating. Bro. Okay, well, with that in mind, we're gonna move on, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. It's
I
time
was gonna ask you. I was gonna ask you something. We never talked about it. The Super Bowl brought us something. They brought us a trailer for Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Did we maybe
Yeah.
want to give quick thoughts on that or no?
Sure. Go ahead.
I think that looks like really cool, and I'm sad that it's only 6 episodes.
Dean.
Oh, okay. I'm not particularly sad that it's only going to be 6 episodes if they make the episodes longer, but it looks amazing. I'm so excited.
I'm super excited just in the sense that like I think that when we heard about Marvel shows on Disney Plus, I think a lot of people assumed like it was going to be Agents of Shield in terms of budget and like
Oh, nah.
Mhm.
scale.
Mm-hmm.
And then what we've gotten, because like even if you watch WandaVision, you kind of go like, this is more closer to Agents of Shield than MCU, right? But then those trailers for Falcon Winter Soldier, you're like, oh, they're basically making a 6-hour movie. Like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
okay,
Essentially.
let's go. So I'm super duper stoked. I think it's gonna be kind of like what like hoping that WandaVision remains relatively like mystery based and somewhat more like dark. I think that it'll be a really good palate cleanser afterwards to kind of get something a little bit more MCU based, which is going to be more like bombastic and action and just something fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it looks good.
Aside from that, before we dive into the episode, anything else you guys want to bring up? Any predictions or anything? Gabe shouldn't bring up anything because he's already spoiled.
Already-
the
Oh,
well, no. I gave my prediction from last week stands.
whole... Okay.
I think we see Baby Speed do speed stuff with a Quicksilver of some kind.
So, I do want to say one thing. I'm just because I'm on the, I don't know if it's on the computer version. I didn't see it for some reason,
Yeah.
but before the description, I'm just reading it now. So it's actually interesting that they're going to be separated this episode, Wanda and Vision. So that'll be interesting.
This was another thing that I do want to mention. You know how they released that little featurette, like it was like 60 seconds long or something like that? Did you see that?
I didn't see that. I don't think.
I did.
Okay, so never mind. We'll talk about it after because it has a pretty major spoiler.
Yeah,
between
you're talking about the
Vision.
Agnes. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I know.
I'm not gonna bring it up then, but we'll just like discuss it after the episode. Okay. So with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to go on ahead and queue up with us once again, just go on ahead and set your Disney Plus episode number 6, all new Halloween Spooktacular 2000. And then of course I'm gonna count down 3, 2, 1. Once I say go is when you press play, and you can also use the sync up clock on the screen to make sure that you're synced up with us as we watch the episode. And then after that, we will act to everything that has unfolded for this week. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Here we go. What does that mean? Old titles streaming now. That's something new. It like a double
I don't
double.
know what happened. My thing just stopped.
Do you need us to reset?
Yeah, I think.
You need a reset.
Yeah.
Okay,
just-
okay.
Sorry, my bad.
Hold up, everybody. Rewind.
My bad.
Dean forgot how to use technology. We need to rewind. We need to rewind, everybody. Let's just be.
My bad.
We're gonna stop the timer.
The
We're gonna
boomer in me
reset the
came out. My bad.
Bro, come on. That's disrespectful, man. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Now I'm ready. I'm actually
Okay.
ready.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Good now?
Yeah, everything's great.
Awesome. Gabe, you good?
Perfect.
Sweet. Wandavision. So this episode, by the way, I think is supposed to spoof. Oh my gosh, what was the name of the show? Malcolm in the Middle, right?
I actually don't know. So I mean,
I think
maybe?
that's what.
Rip.
So obviously we got a little bit of a replay here. Pietro. I love how when she says his name, that's the only time when she gets that old school accent that she had in Age of Ultron.
Elizabeth Olsen had an interview about that.
Yeah.
And remind me after to talk about her accent.
Okay. I'll write it down. Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh baby, I love this little flippity flippity of the comic.
I can almost feel popcorn hitting the back of my head.
Whoa.
I actually ordered popcorn from like my movie theater. A few days ago.
Yo, do you hear how much of a baller this dude is, Gabe? This guy can't make popcorn. He just orders it from his
No.
movie theater.
Wow. I have popcorn. It was a matter of like it was a one-time thing, you know?
Wealth. Okay, let's watch the episode. But wealth.
Gabe, you got to pack up that drip shirt. Send it to him.
Yeah.
Well, nice.
Oh, what is this based on again?
Yeah.
Malcolm in the Middle, yeah.
Middle.
Makes sense.
I like how the lyrics are like very meta, you know?
Yeah.
Did her pants say nanny? Is that what it said?
What was that? Huh.
I like how she doesn't get a last name. It just says Agnes.
So are the kids just chilling at 10 years old now?
Dude, he's a speedster.
Well, I mean, I feel like of course he's gonna be a speedster.
Yeah, I mean, we knew that, right?
I didn't. I wasn't sure. Oh, dude, you look at that. He's looking a little like Wiccan already. Okay. Boom, roasted.
Roasted.
I'm honestly, I don't know why I'm shocked that he's a speedster. Somebody just yawn?
Wait, it wasn't me.
What?
Did you just yawn?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I was laughing.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Looking stylish, Vision.
Right.
What console are they playing?
I don't think we've seen.
Did they just do a...
They're shotgunning soda.
Yeah. Super sus.
Who are they talking to?
To the camera. They always
Oh,
talk
oh,
about
right. I
because
forgot.
it's
Right.
something that
Middle,
they
man.
used to
Right,
do in
right.
Malcolm in the Middle, like where he
Oh,
would talk
okay.
into the camera to the viewer.
Oh, okay.
Be good.
What does that mean?
What does this tattoo on his side say? Mom?
Mom,
I
yeah.
think mom.
Dude, you're right, Gabe.
Hey, it counts.
Speedster.
Dang.
Dang, they went super classic costume. That's the Stark drone, right? Interesting word. Nightmare.
Hmm?
Roasted.
Boom.
Dang.
At what point does he just get punched in the face?
Right? Like this guy. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here we go.
Whoa. Here we
Here
go.
we go.
Action. Forgot what this looks like even. From a Marvel show. Boom.
I mean, did she throw a single punch, Darcy?
No,
No.
she was like,
No.
why did nobody tell me the plan?
She didn't even know what was
Yeah, but-
happening until it was
Yeah,
over.
but once you see it, you can start.
Listen, that's if you're ready to throw down.
Yeah, that's only if you're ready. Demon spawn.
Interesting
Terminology.
terminology again.
Mm-hmm. Mm. It's so meta now.
Yeah. I think that's a good definition for this episode. It's so meta now.
I just don't understand what's like. Okay.
Oh, she said kick ass.
Yeah. Because the
for
actor Jason,
Aaron Taylor
whatever.
Johnson.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Aaron Taylor, because he
yeah,
was cast. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, maybe
But
he hasn't
why?
got the powers yet because the other kid is also with him, right? So maybe he's
Like
just
he's
moving
just using.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he's using him. That's why. I don't think he has the powers.
Although, why did he give him the same costume?
But now even she's weirded out by it.
Yeah, which to me
Which
is actually not a good,
no.
because I think that would be the lamest way out of this
Also
show.
notice how last episode he was saying there's no kids, and now she makes it a Halloween episode with
And
all
all
kids.
kids, yeah. It's all about kids. Like
That's a good point.
who wait, this was in the That's
Yeah,
not
that's not weird
creepy.
at all.
Yeah, that's not creepy.
It's like they're stuck in a loop.
And she's crying. So she knows what's happening, but she just has no control.
Well,
Well, they all
remember
know. Yeah,
Norm.
yeah, they all
No, no, no,
Norm,
but
please
I
help us. She's
Oh,
in my
right,
head,
right. Yeah, yeah,
remember?
she's in my
It's
head.
like they're self-aware. They're just being manipulated. Is that a Charmander costume?
Oh.
Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
This probably has some significance. This is so random.
God.
Yo, this is
This is so
this show goes 0 to 100
okay.
real quick.
You know when remember at the start of the stream when I said that someone said that this episode is
The
weird?
Incredibles, Parent Trap, and what was the other? Oh,
That's it.
yeah, this is definitely. But it's borscht. It's not borscht. It doesn't have the letter T in it. Hmm.
So another good point.
Okay, he does have
Okay,
space for
well,
Chris. Never mind.
I
that
told
answers
you.
that. Oh, so it just happened right now.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this might be the episode where like Vision comes next to the border, like we saw in the trailer.
But in the trailer, he didn't wear the Halloween costume.
Oh, that's true.
Remember? He
Yeah,
looked
that's
like
true.
regular Vision. I mean, I guess he could take the costume off.
Yeah, take it off. They could have always adjusted it afterwards.
Vibranium.
So that's Vision.
Yeah.
Oh, they probably want to capture Vision, no? Oh, like we
It's like
saw.
remember when Vision walked
Mhm.
by they're like stuck in a little loop. So it's almost like if you're not in her immediate vicinity, you're just
Like you
stuck
don't
in
have a
like
part in the show, right?
you do, but you're like you're an extra in the background where it's like, like what's the point of wasting energy on
Mhm.
like controlling you,
Yeah, yeah. So they just keep him still. Oh, wow. Like, yeah, look
Not
at this.
Charmander.
This is
I thought
not
it was Charmander.
terrifying. Jesus.
Come on, Vision, figure it out. Creep factor over 9,000. He currently has the Mind Stone, right? Like when he's in the show? Because right now he has like part of the costume. You see? Like it's just kind of hanging down.
Yeah, yeah. I think he has it as if he's like perfectly alive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you're
See?
right. This is
See?
probably where
I
he
just
goes
had a
up.
feeling because like it's like the.
That was a cool transition.
Very cool. Is he looking outside right now? Like, is that why he went up to see outside of the
Well,
border?
he's just trying to get a perspective of, I guess, like where does it
okay.
seem like it ends, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a good point. This person's clearly trying to leave.
Or they're at least maybe programmed to make it seem like there's just regular cars going in.
It's Agnes.
Oh,
this is the preview.
Oh,
thing.
this is. Okay, wow.
How everyone laughs at my jokes.
Can she talk because she's a main character? Oh.
Well, he doesn't
Right,
remember
right.
anything
I forgot about that.
when
Yeah.
he's dead.
Yeah, he doesn't remember at all. I'm so confused. Got many questions. So many questions.
Boom. Boom.
Well, he learns now. Why does she keep yelling it though?
She's freaking out, dude.
Oh. I guess.
Why are her hands so red?
Oh, good question.
Quite witchy.
Laughing, yeah, I was supposed to say laughing like a witch.
And she has a
The
hat, like
hat.
a witch. That is so creepy.
So creepy.
At least she's driving a Volvo. That's very nice and safe.
She drove over the. Oh, I guess it's past the field, maybe.
No, remember
no,
she said
this
don't
is
go
yeah.
past
I
Alice
just
Avenue.
yeah, I just looked top right now. But she
So this is
drove
where he
out
probably
and back in.
tries to get out. Now keep in mind, what's his name? Hayward, or what was his name?
Is the
Yeah.
boss over there at
Yeah,
Spark?
yeah. So
It's
he
tracking
knows
him.
the Vision's about to approach the
Mm-hmm.
because he's tracking him. What was that? Was that a medical file? Is
Yeah,
that
it
what?
was medical for Rambo.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mutants. When you go through
Mutants.
the hex,
Yeah,
become a mutant.
that makes sense. So you're saying that
Having
everybody in the
all
town
presidents of Westview is going to be the X-Men?
with the kids and everything coming like true, and then the brother staying there and everything. You think that's how? Isn't that a little bit of a cop out though?
I don't know. We'll see. I'm just saying that mutation of your
No, no, no.
cell.
It's a good theory for sure. Whew. Dang.
Like I'm literally paying attention to so many things, like that little
Mhm.
timer behind them that was running, and they messed up because it went from 13 hours or
Oh
minutes
no.
down to 12.
No continuity in that one scene.
Interesting choice of words again. First
Yeah,
demon
that's
spawn,
Oh,
now
and
three
then
demon is
references.
yeah,
hell.
and then
Three
hell,
hellish
yeah.
references. Yeah.
That's true.
Magneto.
Wow. 0 to 100 real quick. It's true. It is an upgrade. Huge upgrade. The crux of it all. I don't know. I don't trust this guy anymore.
Hmm. Whoa. It's just like the vision thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So is it literally just whatever she
Cataract?
projects?
James Woo?
FBI? Okay.
He's about to try to get out.
Here we go.
If the episode ends right now, I swear I'm about to eat the controller.
Oh.
That would be such a tease. if they're like right as he reaches for it. See you next week, everybody. Can you imagine?
That wouldn't be good.
Well, his arm's through.
I think so.
Yeah, he's going through it. I guess kinda, because we don't know the other side.
The interesting thing is if he's alive once he walks through, or if his
That's
body
like the
just drops
biggest
dead.
question. Yeah, that's the biggest question for sure.
How thick is this thing? Whoa.
He's
Well, he's moving.
Wait, is he alive?
He's still moving.
So if he's alive when he comes out of this, that's a big thing.
Oh, it's trying to keep him
it's
in, though.
yeah, it's trying to suck him back in.
But he's still moving outside of it.
Yeah, but you see how it's pulling him back in? So I think like as soon as he's out of that, he actually might be dead. Like I think it's her that's literally keeping him alive.
Wait. Because he's got powers as well.
What is his powers?
He's got more like a power set similar to Wanda's, sort of.
Oh, okay.
Like super strength, like telekinesis, flight, like that sort of.
And he's more like the other one's like the brother. Okay.
He's literally like being disintegrated.
But does he get rebuilt when he goes back?
I mean, yeah, Vision will
Well,
probably
like,
still be in
yeah. Well, that's what I mean.
Uh-oh.
It's
She's had enough. So you can see outside the hex.
Holy.
Is she expanding?
That's what I'm thinking. I think she's expanding it. Oh my god.
So that Vision would get pulled back
and he'll be not hurting, I guess. Oh.
She's extending the hex.
Yeah, but she's gonna get caught in there, isn't it? They're gonna probably leave her. Yeah. That was too obvious. And I guess he's gonna be okay now.
Yep.
And welcome to her world.
Stop right before. Oh, it took her.
Jeez. Oh, it took everything. Oh, hot air balloon.
Oh,
I like that.
That's what she thinks of a sword. It's a big
it's just a clown show.
Yep, you see?
I love it.
But now they're gonna definitely go after.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
She's like weaponizing, like, you know, she keeps expanding the force. And now we know that she is the one that cast the original. It's not like something is manipulating her, because clearly you can see that now she's expanding it.
But now, before she
insanely powerful she
and before she couldn't control it, and clearly now she's able to do something with it.
Well, we just weren't sure if she
is it gonna just go over the entire Earth though?
Well, I guess that's the fear.
Well,
right?
I guess, yeah. Oh, she probably.
And back to our regularly scheduled program. Never mind.
Never mind.
Wow. What an episode. Do you think it's
Holy.
over or is there more?
No, it's over.
No.
Already looked.
Oh, yeah. No, it's over. I think that much for sure for this episode. They don't put anything
Yeah.
extra.
Yeah, I already looked.
Okay.
Wow.
So, who wants to take it away first?
I'll let you guys with the more knowledge take it away.
Gabe, talk to us. What'd you think?
It's going to weird places. Like I thought.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. There's like two like completely opposite things going on, right?
Yeah.
We get told she doesn't know like how it all started, which I believe. right?
Yes.
When she says like, "Hey, I don't know how like I started doing this," like,
Mhm.
but at the same time, she's also obviously like leaning into it a whole lot. So
Well,
like
dude,
those,
she literally in the moment of
Yeah.
war, she clearly uses her powers, right?
yeah, but I think that was her deciding to do that. Like,
Mm.
but again,
But
she
how
doesn't
would
know.
she know how to do it? She must have obviously like had awareness of the hex existing before, right? Because if she's
Again-
expanding it now, it's not like she like is unaware of it, right?
Yeah,
Because like the other thing is that she doesn't seem like she's unfamiliar. Like when the kid, Wiccan, what's his name, Billy, I think, right? When he tells her like, "Oh, I see soldiers," she immediately knows what's going on.
Mhm.
It's not like she shows like, "Oh, what should I do?"
But
Like,
also, she
immediately
stepped
aware
outside.
of- Well, the reason why I'm saying it is because based on last week's episode, a lot of people thought that that wasn't Wanda, that it was like Agnes maybe in disguise
Oh.
as Wanda, or that it was like an evil Wanda, or just something like that. So now I feel like
Well,
this
that
definitely
confirms
that
it.
it was Wanda.
Yeah. No, it 100% confirms it because we
Because
saw
she
Agnes.
immediately knows what to do, right?
Mm-hmm. And we also saw Agnes this episode.
well, I
Like,
mean,
she's-
Agnes being also like under her control was like something that we also found out that we weren't really sure about. We always thought,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the Agnes Agatha thing, you know, could maybe Agnes have a role in everything that's happening?
Larger,
But now
yeah.
now it also seems like she's just under control too, kind of.
Yeah, very odd also because of just like how she's like because of the panic that she goes into, and like why would
Yeah.
she tell Vision all those things unless if again there's some sort of motivation for her to like. But again, I guess it'd be
The
confusing.
thing-
My only concern like started to accumulate with the show is that I thought that the direction that would be most interesting to go with is to actually like play out the whole character arc of like introducing the concept of her being evil in Age of Ultron, having a mini redemption arc, and then she goes full blast, like a true like force to be reckoned with. Clearly, you can see she's ridiculously powerful. But in addition to that, oh Gabe, sorry, you go. Let me make sure people can see your message. In addition to that, though,
Because they asked. Sorry.
yeah, no worries. In addition to that, I just wonder like if they're gonna go the route of like there really is something else creating all this, because the other rumor that has come out is that maybe the villain is actually gonna be Nightmare, like the character known as Nightmare.
And
And there
the
were a
the
few
word gets
mentions-
dropped, right?
Yeah, in this episode,
Mhm.
there's a handful of times that they reference to like, oh, this Nightmare, Nightmare, Nightmare. So it could be that that's the case, but I think that that would be the most lame way to like land this ship, so to speak. Because
So
I
you-
just think that it's just like that's the most like really that's it. So it's like she just was put into this nightmare, and it's just basically like her nightmare playing out, and it just happens to be that it's in her head as a nightmare, but for us, it's playing out as like in reality. If that makes
Do
sense.
you still think that she ends up being the villain in Multiverse of Madness?
I no longer think so, based on how the last episode and that featurette that came out and everything, and the stuff that they've been starting to like hint at with like all the interviews that I've seen.
Yeah.
Because to me, I think that that's kind of it's almost like they got worried that that's what people were expecting, and now they're like, quick, let's like bring that expectation down. But I also think that if it plays out just like, oh, here's a character called Nightmare, and it's actually maybe Quicksilver, like he's just embodying
Yeah.
or using Quicksilver's body to like interact with her, and then that's your villain, and it just ends with her defeating him. That's it. I mean, sure, but I just think that that's the most like lame way to go with the story. I think it would have been a far more interesting and compelling storyline to see it like her go on to like be a villain, and then after that move on to have a redemption arc in
S-
Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness.
So I have a question for you guys. That Agnes scene where she's sitting in her car.
Mhm.
When we first come to that scene, well, even before that scene, we're told that, or like we kind of notice that the further out they are, the more they just are not moving, and we're pretty much told that like straight out,
Yeah.
right? When we get to her, she's sitting there and she's not moving, not doing anything. Okay, like
Mhm.
then she comes out of the like Vision takes her out. She's talking and then puts her back in, and all of a sudden she can move, drive past a certain point, like laugh, talk, and everything. What do you think? I'm just curious. Do you think that's nothing, or do you think that I'm like
Yeah.
overthinking it?
No, no, I think that's just, Wanda has limits to what she's doing, right? Like they said it point blank. It seems like the further you are away, some you kind of just gotta
No, but
wait
then why
until.
was she able to just move, like immediately laugh, like talk, like it was such a 180 twist from how the scene started and then towards the end, especially with that laugh when she got back. That's what like kind of confused me. You know what I mean? Like those like they're kind of like they're like, hey, these are the rule sets for this area, of like for this like this whatever world, and then immediately they just break their own rules.
Yeah, I mean, he snapped her out of it, so after that, she's like still in Eastview, but
I don't know. It was
I,
just
I
I
mean,
guess I'm overthinking it, but I don't know. It just seemed
yeah,
weird.
I don't think there's a
Yeah,
lot
I
there.
don't know. I
Oh,
think. God.
it, let's for a second pretend that Wanda didn't just like start expanding everything. Do we think Vision stays alive?
No.
I hope not. That would be such a cop out. Like to for them to like it to me, I find it like I know that people are gonna say, well, that's what they always do in the comics, and
Yeah,
that's a
yeah, yeah.
fair point. That's true. Like in the comics, nobody really stays dead ever. It's like they just keep coming back, coming back. Like it's just it
But
is
they've
what it
already
is.
killed off people from the MCU. Like it's not like they're making it a thing to bring people back or to keep them alive.
Tell that to Chris Evans, maybe. I'm joking,
I
but
mean, the thing is though, again, there's already rumors of like Tony Stark will come back as like an AI. There's already like so there's rumors of Chris Evans appearing in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. It's like if we keep doing this whole thing of like, oh, here's a really like important emotional anchor point in the story, but don't worry, 2 movies from now they're back.
Yeah.
Like I think that would be really lame.
They should keep that in the
Because
comics.
like Vision and Quicksilver, like they were significant deaths, and like their deaths matter. If you can just bring them both back, I think that first of all, it defeats the entire motivation of the show because it's like her motivation is the fact that she loses everything.
Yeah, she's
If you
grieving.
can bring back the things that she's lost, the people that she's lost, what's the point? You know what I mean? Like you're literally
I don't think
destroying
she.
the entire.
I think
So,
when it's all said and done, it's all staying the same. I don't
do
think
you know who Dr. James is?
Dr. James, what you cut off?
Dr. James Rivas.
Rebus.
When she blasts Quicksilver, I went back and just paused like on that frame. It's at like I'll tell you exactly what the time is. Um I just stopped on that frame. It was like a 28 minutes, I guess. Somewhere 28:08. The two
28.
yeah, the two gravestones clearly say Samelman on them,
Oh, okay.
and then
And
Dr.
Dr.
Rebus.
Rebus.
I don't
Huh.
know if that's any, but I just looked up. There is a character called Dr. Rebus in the Marvel universe, and then Samelman I think might be the director of photography for the show.
Okay. I mean, those are cool little Easter eggs. Yeah.
Yeah, because it says Janelle Samelman, and that's the person that I think worked as a director of photography on the show. So,
Got you.
but then Dr. Rebus is kind of odd, I guess, you know.
Yeah.
Aside from that, I think the other big thing that we definitely saw a hint at, mutants.
Yep.
Was that
Yeah.
scene there the introduction of mutants into the MCU?
I mean, we don't really know yet, but it does
Like, I
seem like a
guess-
precursor.
the issue with that becomes like, okay, if this is bringing in mutants, like everyone in there's somehow now mutant, like is are Wolverine and Professor X already in Eastview?
Well, that's what I'm guessing. Is that
Wait,
it's almost
Westview,
Mhm.
like
right? I'm calling
in
it Eastview.
Westview, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
So it's like, is this going to be the? Because on one hand, what you could say is that it's a perfect explanation for why they haven't been around, like during the events of Avengers and
Mhm.
everything else that's been going on Earth, because they literally get created in this particular, like starting from this point onwards, and the question will be like, do all of them become mutants? Maybe only some become mutants. And so that's their cop out, is almost like all the characters, like the entire X-Men will basically be created from people who were within the hex. And considering that it's expanding, maybe like maybe that some of the new characters that just got sucked in right now, like maybe even somebody who used to work for
Darcy.
Sword, Darcy herself,
Yeah.
maybe they go on to become
Bigger roles.
X-Men.
Yeah. My question for you is: do they build their own storylines for the X-Men then? Because there's no, they wouldn't be like that. That's basically
Yeah.
like a different origin story
Yeah,
essentially.
of
So they would
course.
have to
Yeah.
completely from the ground up, and then
Well,
just take
I've look.
inspiration.
The thing is, I figured that they would have to probably do something like that, just because the basis that otherwise it's like, where were the X-Men when like
Mhm.
Earth was being attacked? You'd think some of them would step up to the plate and like help, you
Mhm.
know.
Yeah.
So you have to assume that either they would have to get brought in through a different multiverse or something, or something like this. So it's like,
I think we
it,
haven't seen it yet. I think whatever brings X-Men to the MCU, we haven't seen. I think maybe we see it by the end of this, like
mm.
by
So you
episode
don't
4.
think the hex like a specific point
Nah,
to that?
no, because then it's so tricky. Like, how do you have a grown up Wolverine? You know what I mean? Like, how do you have like Professor
Oh,
X?
somebody who's an adult who was in Westview who
So,
got
so,
was inside the hex, he becomes
so we just haven't seen them. They're just kind of hanging out in Westview. I don't know. That seems a
yeah,
little
yeah,
like
yeah. Yeah. That's it's like that would be their justification to be like, oh, that's why they weren't around in the other one.
I have a. I think.
And by the way, the hexagon, the hex men,
Okay, that is a stretch now. That's like
the
really
hex
stretching.
men. Do you get it?
Oh.
oh man.
All right.
I
Explain it
just
to me
wrote
again.
What
this.
about? What
I
about?
just wrote this. The hex
Do,
men.
Okay,
Oh,
so what do
man.
you think about instead
Genius.
of Wanda being the villain in Multiverse of Madness, she creates the events that essentially go into the Multiverse of Madness, and
That's what I think
she's
happened.
more of like that movie is more of her coming to grips, kind of actually becoming a good guy because I just they don't seem to be setting up that she's gonna be an evil villain to that type of setup. I mean, they could go that route, even after they say like, hey, let's set up the world where she takes it over, and then
Look, if it's like I told you, I think that's what it is. I think you're right now. Like I'm going as the episodes have unfolded. Now I'm starting to lean more towards your theory.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I just personally don't understand what's the point of the show then.
But
Because like literally the entire existence of the show then is like what
well,
what do we do?
Well,
Like I
yeah,
guess we'll
bringing
see
in
as the
multiverse
show.
stuff. What do
yeah,
you mean?
it's a multiverse, but
No,
that's
I
gonna be the
know,
next
but
movie.
like basically, then everything that we've done with like a character study standpoint of like, oh, let's find out more about like Wanda herself and Vision and their relationships and like maybe
Oh,
explore
well,
the
yeah.
character. It's like all that stuff is just like, doesn't matter. Like literally, it's 9 episodes to tell you there's multiverse. Like that's the route that they
But
would go if
that's
that's.
significant though, and it's a fun way to get there.
I mean, to me, I just think it would have been far more interesting if we see her like being pushed further and further over the edge and snap, and then you can still get to the multiverse point, but it's just that now you've created this really clever story arc that has been built, which is something that they tend to do really well, right? And you build a really great villain where we have seen it kind of like teased. Oh, is she going to be evil? Is she not? Because in the comics, she has been evil in the past, or like she was not necessarily evil. I guess like the
Evil,
same
but
evil
yeah.
as like Magneto, where it's like he's not like he's evil from the perspective of the humans, I guess, and some of the ways that he does things sometimes you're like, okay, I guess that's your way of doing it. But I just think that that would have been much more clever. Although, again, I am starting to lean more towards your um camp of like it's just gonna turn out to be some sort of like nightmare, Mephisto, whatever it is. Were you guys surprised by how many times Quicksilver, like the character, kept like
He kept
doing
doing it.
little nods towards
Mhm.
like
Hell or yeah,
hell and
Mhm.
everything?
Mhm.
yeah.
It just seems so like it was almost one of those things where like you're like watching this character and you're trying to understand like is he real, is he not, like where does he stand in all of this? And he felt so off. It just in all perspectives, the way he was like speaking, the way he was meta, like he like what
Well, it
is
is
he not
interesting that
controlled? Sorry,
it
just
is
one.
interesting. Sorry, it is interesting like what Gabe brought up of like with the kids, and then he literally brings it up to her.
Mhm.
He's like, "Where have you kept all the kids and everything?" You know what I mean?
And he
So
talks
it's
about like
like
the ethical dilemma. Like he knows that these are real people who are getting repositioned, recast in different
which
roles and
is
things.
interesting because Vision's not
How?
aware
Well,
of
yeah,
it.
like how does he know? Is it
Yeah,
because he
yeah,
shares
exactly. So
blood
that's why it's interesting, like
or
why
yeah.
I don't know, but the weird thing is also that she sees him with like bullet wounds or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
he had
remember when
bullet
she
wound.
looks to him and
Yeah,
he
he had bullet
has
wound.
the yeah. So it's like that's got to be that's how Quicksilver dies, no?
But it's a different like don't you think she's just projecting that image because when the same way when the thing expands and we see like the circus become from the shield stuff like the shield turns into the circus the same way
Or
like if she because she got so emotional and she was visualizing it almost because she got so emotional that when she looked back it was like oh that's she was projecting that because it's a different body right like it shouldn't really make sense that it was like bullet holes in this guy's body even though I guess he did
I,
say
I agree. Like as far
he did say he
that's the
remembers the
whole
bullets though. Like he had a recollection of it. Remember? He said,
yeah.
"All I
He
remember is
said
I
I
got
got
shot."
shot, and then I just remember you calling.
Exactly. So it's like
That's it.
he knows that that was there, but it's like I don't know. It's so confusing.
well, that's the thing about multiverse stuff that like and Max one of the things they say like oh it's like easy like cop outs like that unfortunately that's
I mean, anything time travel multiverse, I guess, is
But
a
I
cop
just think
out.
they had such an like again, we'll see obviously. There's still at least 3 episodes to go, so we'll see how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
I just think they had such an interesting way to go with it. The whole concept like the trajectory of her from Avengers Age of Ultron coming full circle like in WandaVision she goes full blast like just bring it, like and she's now the force to be reckoned with and Doctor Strange is the only one who's like could possibly go toe to toe with her as far as like magic and everything. So I think that would have been a really interesting dynamic and then let it play out. And plus, obviously, maybe with her rage and everything, that's how she opens up the rift that we see most likely in like Spider-Man 3, where we see Tobey Maguire and all the other Spider-Man. It would explain it, right? Whereas I, to me, if they go with this route, then literally everything that ever happens from this point on is meaningless because they could literally at any point just go like, oh yeah, just go like this and go to a different like why can't she just go
well
to
no I
that
think
parallel universe
they shut it
and
off
bring Vision?
they shut it off to kill Wanda and like if
Oh,
Wanda's the
okay,
one that
so
has
then
that
she had okay, but that for them to kill her, it has to be like she has to be evil, right?
no Pietro wasn't evil when he got shot
Okay, so you think they might do
Yeah,
like a
like
sacrifice type thing?
yeah, she
Yeah,
could
I
like
guess
do
that's
some like
true. Yeah,
self-sacrifice
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
like yeah, like they explore all this weird multiverse stuff for now, but like so it's not just like like an instant cop out forever. You shut it off, same as they're doing for whatever they do next with Avengers. I am sure
Mm,
that time travel will no longer be part of any of these Marvel movies that
I
Avengers
hope
going forward.
not.
But no,
mm.
it can't be because then you just like fix everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like
Like it was a
infinitely. So
one-time thing that they needed to use
yeah,
time
and
travel
that's why
for.
they limit it with the like when you
Mm-hmm.
do time travel, you have to limit it, right? I'm talking
There
about
has to be
Avengers right now
rules. Yeah.
pin particles. Hey, we have to set amount. Okay, we got to go back and get more because we flubbed one up.
Mm-hmm.
So they went back and got more, but that's it. Like after that, there's no more.
In existence. Yeah.
Yeah, and same with this. Like, okay, Wanda can open up other multiverses. Okay, we got to close that off somehow. And you kill Wanda probably not here. I don't think she dies here. We know
But
that she's
that's the
still in.
setup for the multiverse of madness.
Yeah, so maybe some sacrifice of some kind happens there. Who knows?
I think anything
Um,
big is going to happen in Multiverse of Madness. I think this series is purely going to set up that movie. Even towards the end, I think it's just going to be really trying to set up that movie to try to just push the rest of the phase.
I don't know if this is correct. Welsh Wolf says that apparently one of the gravestones also says that he's not on her side or something like that. So I don't know where
Man,
that
where,
is. I
I'm
didn't see
looking.
that.
I'm looking at that scene now. I don't
Yeah,
see it.
I
Okay.
saw I saw rest in peace on one, then
Yeah, Dr.
Samelman,
Rivas.
and then
Yeah.
Dr.
Yeah.
Rivas. That's what I saw.
So
But I don't know.
I have one comment on my stream here. It says they say I think Magneto will appear from Eagle Extreme. I think Magneto will appear because her whole family has appeared except Magneto, and they also think
Well,
that.
her
Her mom has.
mother's
I mean,
gone
her
Well,
there.
mom's gone.
yeah, but what they were talking about their her family more. I don't know. It's
It is
definitely
again.
interesting.
It's the. I will say like this probably has been the most confusing episode so far. Just in terms of like when you start, not like in a bad way. I'm not saying it's a bad episode because I think everything basically now relies on how they start unfolding all the stuff that they've like created because it's just when you go back through this episode and like I'm remembering all these moments, I'm like, there's a lot of significant stuff, right? Like just different elements. Like Vision finds out that he's dead. He goes through the portal, but still remains like he is able to maintain life at least for a little while. It's not like he immediately lost his ability to like communicate or anything because he reaches out to them and like says, "Help! The people need help." So it's like what's keeping him alive outside of the hex. Then the whole idea of if you've been inside the hex, it seems like the more
Yeah.
time you spend inside, the more your cells start to mutate and readjust. And then now, I guess, like with the way that the episode, the addition of the fact that Hayward had some sort of thing called cataract, whatever that's a reference to, because
I mean, cataracts is just eyes.
Yeah.
yeah, I
That's
know,
what I was
I
gonna
know.
say.
No, I understand. But what
Oh,
I mean
but
is like,
Vision.
why did he?
Okay.
Why did he? Yeah, like, was it a program, like just a code name for Vision, or is there something more to it? Is he in some way evil? Like, what is his motivation to be so anti-heroes? Could it be just as simple as like maybe he lost someone during like the Lagos
blip.
accident in Civil War?
Oh.
Maybe that's
that.
what it is. So now he's like motivated to enforce the Accords, right? Could be that, right? Because we saw a lot of people like Tony Stark, General Ross, they're all very adamant about enforcing the Accords, right? So how does that play out? To me, it's just like that's the whole thing of like as they keep building this up, and this is obviously something they've done with all the Marvel shows. I just get like a little concerned now where I'm like, how are you going to get yourself out? Because like I'm like, good luck. There's so much stuff. The whole teases constantly of like Mephisto being a part of it. Is that just them like diverting, like making it so obvious at this point that at the end it would be like a twist and it's actually Nightmare and not Mephisto or some other character and not what we expect? I don't know. I just know that it's like this episode did so much to like set up that now I'm like concerned. I'm like, how are you going to pay most of the key elements in 3 episodes?
They could do because I think these next 3 episodes are gonna be like so packed.
I
I
hope
don't know.
so.
I don't know if you guys noticed. This episode was a little bit longer. It was like 7 minutes longer than usual.
Yeah.
it felt.
Yeah. A little longer.
On top of that, another thing I want to bring up, like Darcy really didn't want to go into the hex, and then she got forced into the hex.
Yeah.
She got forced.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
But she didn't make any effort to get out, right?
She's
She-
handcuffed.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
You're right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Because I was like, why didn't she?
Yeah,
try to
Yeah,
run?
because the handcuffed her, and then the guy just bolted. I
forgot,
was like,
I
that's why I
forgot,
was
yes.
like, that was obvious that
Yeah,
was gonna happen.
Yeah, because she finds out that like, hey, this like changes you on a cellular level, and then she's like, hey, I'll just like meet up with you guys.
Oh,
later.
that's
Like,
such a foreshadow moment. Yeah, that's a
so
good point.
so then, she really doesn't want to go into the hex. You tie her up, and as soon as like they tied her up, I'm like, oh, she's like, I didn't know that it was gonna expand, but I don't know. I thought something was gonna happen. I was like, okay, she's gonna get sucked in somehow. I had no idea that the expansion was coming, but as soon as the handcuffs came, I said, oh, she's gonna go in there.
Yeah.
And
What does she
And
become?
I'm guessing she's gonna get some sort of power after this.
But what's her
That's my
role?
opinion.
What do you think the role? Like, what do you think happens in this next episode? Like, because we still have the 2000s, right? Or was that this episode?
No,
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 that
this
was
the
90s,
90s.
yeah.
Yeah, so we have
2000s.
2000s.
I hope we get The Office. I think The Office is next.
Wait, so they're not doing Friends?
Unless
Yeah.
Friends is 2000s, and then they like the 2010s, I guess, is The Office.
Oh, it's
Wait,
but
no, Friends was
that
in the
wouldn't.
90s. Friends was in
Yeah,
the
that
90s.
wouldn't make
Did
sense.
Monica and Wu, they did not get pulled in, right? They were able to drive away, right?
Yeah,
They,
drove
well,
away.
they left earlier. Remember, they had to go
Yeah.
meet someone on a like a cliff or a
Yeah,
ridge
but
or
she was
whatever.
planning to go in anyhow.
Oh,
Remember?
did
She
you
said,
hear? She said, "Oh, my way of getting back into the hex will be here, in a little while. We gotta go meet with it."
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, because the hex is always there.
And we already know what that is.
Yeah.
It's the giant
Wait,
like tank looking thing.
what?
what?
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, from the
Yeah.
promo where she,
Yeah,
like, we see
how-
it driving toward.
Oh,
Yeah, so
okay.
Monica's gonna get in that.
Oh, you're
They're gonna
right.
try to get
Because
that's what
she
that
even
is.
says, "Do you know how to hijack a vehicle or whatever?" Remember?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. You're right. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so they're gonna
Ooh.
Good
take
point.
that and they try to get back in with that.
Oh man, these
Like,
last 3 episodes are gonna be crazy.
Yeah, there's just so much.
There's
that
so much
now
to
needs
unpack
like,
left.
play out. So
I mean,
Um,
if we're only hypothesizing at this point, Max, I was gonna ask you, like, what did you think, right? Because you saw the promos.
yeah,
At some point, the line, this is our home, and then I think Vision says, "Well, then let's fight for it."
yeah,
And like they're together, like they're on the same page about something.
yeah.
Mhm.
Who do they turn against? Like,
Yeah.
and more importantly, like, does he ever come face to face with her and like tell her everything? Because we've seen like his suspicions once, right?
But now
And
he
then
knows.
now he's like even more suspicious because he's also seen that there's something past. Now,
that
of course,
trans-
we don't even know, is he alive, dead? When he comes back to, will he remember what he saw outside the hex?
That's a good point.
Right? Because when she says, you're an Avenger, he's like, what's an Avenger? Right? So it's like maybe he literally is unable to like even register anything that happens outside the hex itself, right?
a conversation needs to happen, right? Because
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
if I'm Wanda, right, and I say, "Hey, Vision, are you gonna be trying to go escape like any chance? Like,
Right?
do I have to be next to you 100% of the time?" Because like at first it felt like she believed that he was gonna go like on patrol, right, and then she found
Yeah.
out which makes sense. But now we have your Vision, and you're like, "Oh, okay, like I'm back." Like, "Oh, I'm still gonna like."
No, but
How
what
do you
about the
just
kids
continue-
now? Like the kids saw the soldiers and like saw like Vision getting hurt. Like, does his
Well,
memories
yeah,
just
well,
get disappeared?
Nah.
You think he
I-
just remembers?
No, her powers don't work on the kids.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good
she
point.
tried,
Yeah,
remember?
right.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. There needs to be a conversation between them two.
Oh, is that why
'cause-
her powers don't work on? Sorry, I didn't mean to
Oh.
cut you off, but is that why her powers don't work on her brother either then, or her brother, as far as we're aware?
Well, no, she blasts.
No, but she can't. Well, I mean, she could blast the kids if she wanted to too. But like, as far as like
Again,
mind
I'm
control,
I'm so confused as far as like why is he aware of everything?
Me
That's the thing where I'm
too.
like super confused. Like, why is the brother clearly aware of what's going on? Vision doesn't have a clue. So like the only person who's aware of what's happening and like point blank talks to her about it is him.
they're
Right?
the only two people.
I think that isn't her. Like,
By the way,
what-
You mean
another
him?
quick question. Remember when he tells her, "Don't sweat it, sis. Like your husband can't." Like right before
can't
she,
die twice,
Yeah.
yeah. Didn't Vision die twice?
Yes,
'Cause, like,
because
she
she
killed
killed
him.
him,
Yeah,
came
he
back.
He gets brought back.
Yeah, so that was
and
the
then he gets
joke.
killed again.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yo,
but
dang.
wait, I was about to say, I really think that Pietro slash
Which
Quicksilver-
wouldn't that imply that he's not Quicksilver? Because he by that point Quicksilver is already dead. How would he know that if he's like if that's a joke?
No, it's not him. It
It's-
can't be.
yeah, I don't think it's
because
him
they're
either.
they're sitting on the couch, right? The doorbell rings, and like Wanda says, "Hey, that isn't me," and like she seems like she's dead serious. And then Quicksilver comes. I'm talking about the previous episode now.
Yeah.
I think whatever Quicksilver is has nothing to do with Wanda. I think
The
that
only thing is like, why does he have the speedster ability? Like, how is he able to express
I
the
don't know,
mutant
multiverse
power?
stuff,
You
who
know?
knows?
The other
Yeah.
thing, there was that one conversation. I can't remember where it was, but he said that like something about like her wanting the grief. Do you remember that? Like there was like they were like talking, and then like she was like, "Why are you here? Why do you look different?" And like he said something about her wanting the grief. I can't find it exactly. Like I'm trying to find it, but
On this episode?
yeah, I think so.
Oh, I don't remember that.
I don't know. If I find it, I'll let you know. But
Mm-hmm.
but yeah.
Yeah. So what do we think as far as rating? Thumbs middle, thumbs up, thumbs down. What do you guys think?
Up for me. Like it's so hard to give it anything else because
The-
they are moving the story like along. Like and for as weird
Yeah.
as this episode was, and maybe this one was a little bit more of like standing in place than anything else, but it did continue to introduce like more questions, and we've seen that they can answer a lot of questions in one episode. Like, so
That's true. Episode 4 gave us a ton of stuff,
So
so it's
yes,
possible.
so they could do it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
for me, it
Uh,
continues to be a thumbs up until they prove that they can't pay it off.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and
um,
then there's also that like line where Wanda says that she when she asks him why are you different. So like when you pair those with like her saying that it wasn't her, like Quicksilver genuinely, like I agree, Gabe, genuinely doesn't seem like it was her. So it has to be someone else's doing. Like he wouldn't just come out of nowhere.
Can we give me credit on the kids getting powers this week?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Good prediction. By the way, Welsh Wolf, I've literally rewound it like 3 times. You keep saying that it's on the left gravestone. At the bottom, it says he's on not on her side. I
Oh,
don't
I get
see
the
what you're
cast
talking
joke now.
about. Like, because I literally am like, I paused. It says Janelle Semmelman. Like, so I don't understand what there's one gravestone. It says JS, then it says Sammelman, then it says Janelle Semmelman. I don't see anything like, unless if it's because of like the way my screen does, like I can't see the bottom left very well. It's very dark for me, so I don't know if either one of you guys sees it at like 2808. I
Yeah,
guess
I also tried. I don't
I
see
don't
it.
see it.
I don't. So I don't know what you're talking about, Welsh. I'm not sure. For me, I honestly I'm gonna give this episode a thumbs in the middle, just because I think a lot of the stuff, like the more I think about it, the more like I was gonna give it a thumbs up, but the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I'm I'm getting a little nervous about like where the show's gonna go.
So then you give those episodes a thumbs down. You don't hurt this one.
No, because
I'm also going in the middle.
because everything in this episode, like when I go back through, I'm like, okay, like again, I know that you do make a fair point, like where if the mystery is still interesting and it keeps building, then it's doing its job. The only thing I'm starting to get worried is like almost like the Lost syndrome, where it's like the show and everything is doing such a good job building up, but that's the issue with like mystery shows, is that if you don't pay it off well, everything that you set up immediately takes a hit, right?
So here's what I'll say. And I'm assuming you know, but if you know the history of Lost, they wanted that show to end way before it did. It went on because the network wanted it to go on because
More
the
episodes, yeah.
the viewership was so huge, right? They didn't expect it to be a hit like that. Damon Lindelof and Carlson Cuse, they wanted to tell their story, but they weren't allowed to. So they keep introducing like these mysteries and all this stuff, and they didn't have a plan. They're pretty open about that. They said like, "Hey, we kind of knew what we were doing, but we were just making stuff up as we go." So and also Lost was over 100 episodes. With this, I feel like they're gonna do the beginning, middle, end. Like I feel like they have it planned out.
I hope so. Again, my only concern is that I think that I guess we'll see. You know what I mean? Like for me,
Sure.
I just, as far as like my feelings on this episode, I did not enjoy it. Like the pacing felt a little off to me in general, like where I just felt like it felt very like jumpy, if that makes sense, which again could be intentional, right? Because it's supposed to be like almost like Wanda kind of losing control over the episode, right? Because we do see these like weird sporadic segments. And when we're watching the Wandavision, quote unquote, right, it is like her kind of filming the show, right? So it's like the segments where we see her in the vicinity, they all make sense, but then everything outside of that is very like jumbled up and all over the place. So again, for me, comes in the middle.
I don't wanna say anything.
Next week. What? So we'll say it.
But the gravestone does say
Where?
Does say on her side, but I don't think it means anything. That's the only thing.
Where do you see it?
It's like it's below the Janelle Samuel, but like it's kind of hard to read. But it does say. I just don't know if it means anything. That's the only thing. Like I think it's so like irrelevant.
While you look, before I forget, the accents. They asked.
Yes.
They
accent. I wrote
They
that
asked
down.
Wanda about that, and they said, "Hey, like, where's like your accent?" And I don't know if this was her just like playing it off because like, hey, the accent's just gonna be gone and like it just is what it is. But she did say the reason Wanda doesn't have an accent in WandaVision is because she is in an American sitcom. And
but she didn't have the accent in Avengers.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Well,
oh, it does say
I
not
know.
on her side.
Dean is very.
There you go.
Well,
I don't know. It does say. I'm just curious.
Knowledge.
It does say that.
Yeah, but that's what Elizabeth
That's so
Elizabeth
random.
said about the accents. So.
I mean, to be fair, let's be honest. I think all of us are definitely suspicious of.
Pietro? Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
right?
Everything just
So-
seems to not fit the bill.
Anything else you guys want to bring up before we wrap it up for this week?
Do we each want to give like a small prediction for next episode? Just like maybe like one.
Sure, go ahead.
All right. Now that the kids have powers, I think next episode is the last one we see Pietro in. That's my new prediction.
Really? Well,
Yes.
you mean like specifically Pietro? We might still be seeing
Yeah.
whoever's
sure,
controlling
sure.
him or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That's a clever prediction. Okay. Dean.
I feel like Agnes has a bigger role. I don't know how to like.
Yeah.
It's not really a prediction, but I feel like she has a bigger role. I don't know
Yeah,
what
she
to
does.
predict. I don't know.
I think that most likely, or at least I hope, let's put it this way, that let's see if we have 3 episodes left. You see, the thing is why I don't think you're right yet, Gabe, is because the next episode is still supposed to be a sitcom. So
Yeah,
I think that maybe it ends because basically from what we know, the last decade that they're going to spoof is next week. And
Mhm.
so that means that whatever happens in the show has to force her to stop doing this TV show. Right? Because
Mhm.
if they're not doing spoofs beyond that, it means everything else beyond that is going to be like real, quote unquote. Right? So I think the end of next week's episode will have to be like something that either shatters the hex or like it has to be something that forces the broadcasting portion of the show to end. So
Yeah.
that's my prediction that whatever happens next week will be the event that ends like there's no longer going to be a signal that they can pick up on or whatever. Everything past the conclusion of next episode is going to be all like in the real world, quote unquote.
And with that, I think there goes Pietro.
Yeah, I mean, by the end of the
Yeah.
episode, at the end of the episode, I think
Yeah, I
agree
said
with
by
that.
the end. And
Yeah, no, I agree with
I
that.
think next week is.
Yeah.
I'll even take it a step further, even though I don't need to. I think next week is the last week we see Evan Peters. Like, sorry, well, I guess not if he's bad. Yeah, I don't think we're seeing Evan Peters at the end.
Do we know how long the last episodes are going to be? Somebody asked.
No, I don't think so.
Nah.
I don't think we
We
know
don't even
until
know-
they
we
come
don't
out.
I
even
don't think
know,
they announced
We
it.
think,
We-
we think there's 9 episodes, but we don't
yeah,
know.
and there's still rumor that apparently there might be a 10th episode.
If they do a
so-
10th episode, though, they could do a 2010 decade.
No, but I still think they're done spoofing. I think if they do the extra episode, just because they have a lot more stuff that they. gotta take care
Oh,
of.
you're saying so?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see. So if they do another episode, then we could get friends, maybe.
Hopefully,
I just
They
want
better
my
do it. I
friends,
swear, it's gonna be such
guys.
it's gonna be such a missed opportunity.
Come on, it's the biggest like. Come on.
All right, guys. Bradley Van, David LOL, thank you guys so much for the super chat support. Before we wrap it up, I do want to go on ahead and, of course, mention, guys, don't forget to go on ahead and hit that like button. If you have theories or any discussion that you want to bring up, please do so in the comment section down below. Of course, we will indeed be back next week for episode number 7 to see how the WandaVision storyline continues to unfold. But before I do or say our goodbyes, I want to go on ahead and let Gabe and Dean shout out their channels. So, Dean, let them know where they can find you.
You can find me at youtube.com/unlimitedmagic, and you can also find my other channel, which is VR related, at youtube.com/vretry, all one word.
And Gabe.
Here be Gabe. YouTube, Twitter, regular spelling. Just here be Gabe. Find me. I do stuff.
There you go. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in to another WandaVision cast. We hope you guys enjoyed. Things are definitely getting very confusing. And I feel like that is definitely special to say for this show because it's been confusing all throughout. But now things are at a whole nother level of confusing. So we'll see how all of this plays out next week and beyond. Peace out, everybody.